Concerns are growing this morning over the safety of Australian skies amid a surge in threats, violence and airport arrests. New figures have revealed a disturbing rise in air rage incidents across the country, with the AFP charging more than 1,200 people in the past year alone. That relates to more than 1,500 offences, many linked to drugs and alcohol. And there are concerns this morning it's only getting worse. For more, we're joined by Richard de Crespigny, former Qantas pilot. Great to have you on board, so to speak. Thank you, Richard. We used to think, didn't we, that more people were just filming it on their phones, so we thought it was getting worse. Now these stats back it up. Are they surprising to you?
They are surprising, and I think they're holding steady for the last 3 years. But I think the problem is with some of the low-cost carriers, the tickets are getting cheaper, the seats are getting smaller, people with claustrophobia, shoulder to shoulder, the seats come back in front of them. And 20% of the people have a fear of flying. They mix it with medicine, alcohol, recreational drugs. These are terrible mixes.
So how dangerous is it? Violent behaviour, arguments, physical altercations on board?
It's really dangerous because the aircraft's not designed to be a ring for assaults. If there's a fire, that can be fatal to an aircraft. Doors can be damaged, systems damaged, people injured. No, it's really serious. The whole point of aviation is there are so many threats we have to manage. The last threat we want to take care of is violence on board.
Not to mention, as a pilot, you've got to fly this thing. You want to get the people from point A to point B as safely as possible, right? When the communication comes through to you that there's an incident in the cabin, what do you do?
Well, in the worst case, you set up for a diversion, which could cost, in a jumbo, an A380, it'll cost $500,000. So we don't send the pilot in command back because he or she might be injured. We try and get the cabin crew that are trained to manage a situation. They have the authority to arrest a passenger just the same as a constable will. And they will then, the person who's arrested will be constrained, put in a seat at the back of the aircraft, no toilet breaks. It won't be comfortable for them on a long flight, but we take it very seriously and we do not tolerate anyone not following the cabin crew's instructions in flight.
If it's beyond the cabin crew's ability to resolve an issue, we've seen it in the movies, air marshals. Do they exist in Australia, and where are they used if they are?
Air marshals do exist, and we don't know when and where, which is good. It's always, for the person who wants to disrupt the flight, that's the threat they face, and they'll be taken down violently. Cabin crew and the pilots are trained to take down people in flight in corridors.
Right.
So, again, I understand that people have mental illness and we can't help that. It doesn't help with the drugs that people take and the alcohol. But you have to understand you have a responsibility to behave on an aircraft, and really for the passengers that are trying to take a holiday, this sort of behaviour is unacceptable in flight.
Is the pilot told about an air marshal being on board? Are you allowed to?
Some pilots are told, yes.
Right.
We understand there are air marshals on board.
Is it random, or is it an appointed flight or a trouble route, so to speak?
I don't want to reveal that. I just want people to know that if they misbehave, they take drugs and alcohol and mix it and get aggressive with the staff that are just trying to do their job. The repercussion of the air marshals could be fatal, and the police will arrest them. But this sort of behaviour in flight is unacceptable and it will not be tolerated.
We understand that you're guarded in sharing your information. We appreciate that. But the one good thing, Richard, is knowing that they are there potentially to help us out and make us feel a little bit more secure. So
absolutely.
Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheers.